One of the better parts of Sword and Shield so far is that, like Alola, we're getting the Galarian version of previous Pokemon from other generations. Whereas in Alola we just had the Alolan forms of Cantonian Pokemon. Thanks to Galarian, Linoon, and Zigzagoon, it would seem as if we're getting a Galarian version of Pokemon across all the generations and is not just focusing on Kanto again. Thank goodness. And shortly after the announcement of Galarian forms, I began wondering what other Pokemon could benefit from this. You know, Pokemon that didn't get as much love, or have really trash stats that could be upgraded with a further evolution like Linoon got into Obstagoon. And you know what generation could really use some love? Gen 2. When your generation has birthed the Pokemon with the lowest base stats ever, Sunflora, it kinda makes the rest of the generation look a little bad. Gen 4 tried to fix it by giving us some well-deserved evolutions, but there's still some room for improvement with Galarian forms, I feel. So we might as well start off with it. Now, Sunflora is a sunflower, and I feel a sunflower would be able to benefit from growth of stats in direct sunlight. So if you have Sunny Day running, Sunflora's stats, all of them would actually grow with the intensity of the sun. Typically when you see a Sunflora, it's a very happy looking Pokemon, but doesn't really have any reason to be happy. So I'm thinking its Galarian form could be very upset unless it's exposed to extremely bright sun, in which case it will just bloom and be really happy, but until then it could be like an emo flower. It'll be like it knows it's weak, but once it blooms it turns to kind of like Escanor from the Seven Deadly Sins. And because it's a sunflower, sun being the key word there, I believe it should get the secondary typing of fire when its Galarian form, but this secondary typing can only be active in extreme sunlight. But I didn't say Gen 2 had to get all the love, did I? Forget Dynamaxing this thing for a second, let's discuss giving it its own Galarian form. And by that I mean there's different types of whales in the world. Why can't there be different types of Wailord? The Wailord that we know and love right now is based off the blue whale, the largest whale in our world. The Wailord that I think Galar deserved would be the Humpback Wailord. It would get rough skin and thick fat as its abilities. I contemplated doing an Orca Wailord, but we already have Kyogre who kind of looks like an orca, and orcas really are more of dolphins than they are whales, technically. This new Wailord wouldn't be quite as heavy as our original blue Wailord, so he would probably have a higher speed stat. And because of his build, he'd likely have a higher attack stat too, meaning he could probably ram into his opponents, so moves like Headbutt or Horn Drill or anything like that would be really useful. It would still maintain Water Spout and possibly Aqua Ring, but it would need a new moveset to accommodate this change into Galar. Imagine Ariados, but it's completely black, except on its abdomen where it has one large red hourglass. I could easily see Ariados having a higher speed stat and a higher physical attack stat with a lower special attack stat. This Galarian Ariados would have a focus on bite attacks. Maybe even a new poison type bite that would actually have a 15% chance of inflicting poison on the opponent, trade-off being it would only have a power of 60 or so. This new Ariados could have a new ability where if it manages to infect you with poison, your typing would automatically make it so that you're super weak to poison, so poison would be super effective against you. And I know that sounds super broken, but Galarian Ariados won't have its HP increased any, so it'll still go down fairly quickly. Where do I even begin? Okay, so Dustox isn't the best Pokemon in the world. Not even close. It's actually closer to the bottom according to a top 50 list I was looking at the other day, but Dustox is still pretty okay. It serves its role really well as a really good early game Pokemon, it just doesn't scale in the late game with its atrocious stats. There are different kinds of moths in the world, and there's even other kinds of moths in Pokemon, look at Volcarona. But if we want to fix this thing, Galarian Dustox needs to immediately have its special attack stat raised. Additionally, it would need its move pool upgraded, it would need to learn Sludge Bomb by leveling instead of by TM. That will allow us to use Venusaur to its full potential, and we won't have to waste move on Toxic since Sludge Bomb is 1 in 3 chance of poisoning the target, it's 30%. In terms of its design for Galar, I can just imagine it being a brown moth with like one of those old silent villain mustaches that curl at the ends. And maybe it can have a pipe and a monocle. Up next we have Galarian Mightyena. I know what you're thinking. How can we make this thing weird? Like Galar weird. Like Galarian Weezing weird. Like Galarian Linoon weird. This thing already looks like Galarian Linoon. Well, hold your horses for a second. Imagine this rough-looking wolf dog as a preppy schoolboy. Just imagine him having like slick back hair, and he's all well groomed. And it could take the Ina in its name, like a hyena, and actually have like this really large, like smug grin going on, like it's looking down at you. It would give its ability Intimidate an entire other meaning when you're just worried that if this guy is going to start spreading rumors that you were conceived out of wedlock. And that is it. That is my list of the Pokemon that I personally feel deserve a Galar regional variant in Pokemon Sword and Shield. If you have your own list, let me know down below. Be sure to read. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit a like and subscribe if you want to see more of my content 2 to 3 times a week. I'm always active, and I'm always reading my comments. I hope to have you part of my little family here, and I hope to see you in the next video. Till then.